Okay, I'm RG from RG Studios, going live. This is RG Studios Promo Con number 9. Happy New Year's, everybody. Oh, we got a lot to talk about. I told you I was going to come back with a review on Dune, the new re-envisioned, I wouldn't say a remake or a reboot, but whatever you want to call it, the Dune movie. And I do have it. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about movie in the film and cinema, the budgets for films these days for Eternal, Shang-Chi, whatever the hell they call that. And I also seen The Matrix Resurrection. Is that what? Yeah, I think that's the title. I might have got it mixed up. I'll give you my thoughts about that entire franchise trilogy plus one. Okay, going to talk. Got some comic book options here. Going right on the side of me over here. We're going to show you that too. We got some other things we're going to talk about. Some promo stuff with the Garden of Heathens. If everything worked out well, I got that as one of my little thumbnail clip here for RG Studios PromoCon number 9. Major Bargoon holding that machine gun, taking down the aliens. Of course, that was in number 2, The Dark Rift. But number 3, The Shape of Events to Come. I'm just about done with it. And I'm going to end up, I've been taking my time. I got to a point of age where I don't get in a hurry anymore. There was a point there at a time where I would rush around and create a film within 3 to 4 weeks, maybe a month or so. My energy level is not like it used to be, and I am not complaining. And I have pulled back and started conserving my energy now. I don't crank out 3 films a year on schedule like that, like popcorn coming out of the machine. I don't do that no more. It took me about a year to complete the internet art film, The Wild Bunch. It took about a year. I took my time with it. I enjoyed every moment of that. I was re-looking at some of that. It looks amazing. You can see that on my YouTube streaming channel, RG Studios on YouTube, and you can watch all my latest work plus my old work all the way back to 2010. I may have put a few pieces up there from the days when I used to shoot Super 8. I got a lot of that footage lounging around in the safe. One day I'll get around and I'll put something together and put it up there. I'm 58 now. I don't get no hurry to do nothing. I take my time. I don't give a hoot nanny how long it takes. That's just life. I don't feel bad for me now. I do this on purpose to take my time, smell the roses. I'm gonna take me a long break after I get done with the Garden of Heathens 3, Shape of Events to Come. I have it in my mind to rest about 7-8 months. I'll be doing some minor web series stuff, but I won't be doing any 45-minute, 5-month stretch of internet art films. I won't be doing that one. I'm going to take a rest, take a break, and relax. To be honest, I have really gotten kind of tired. It's been a long 3 years that have went by cranking out these internet art films. I hate to use that word, cranking out. It's making it look like it sounds like it's generic. But sometimes when you're doing this in such a style that you don't want to change nothing, it can become a crank out situation. I'm going to take 7 months off or longer, and I'm going to rethink my way of creating internet art films. I'm going to come back refreshed and renewed to do some new stories. There won't be any sequels, reboots, or whatever the hell you want to call that. I will not be doing that in the next phase of when I make some films. I got a couple of them laid out. I don't even have a title for one of them, but I can tell you right now, it's not an action piece. It's not an adventure. It's a drama. It's a learning thing, too. It's going to be a thing where you're going to find out some things about humanity and what we've been doing. I've been reading some interesting books lately, and I wish I had brought them right in here so you could see them. One of them is called The War State. And, Philip Gray. I see you calling, Philip. I'm writing the promo right now. I'll give you a call later, I promise you. I'm going to wave at Mrs. Johnson here. There we go. 2022. It's coming right on in. We're about 30 minutes away from the year 2022. 2021 is swinging right out the door, and 2022 is coming in the back door. So, yes. No. Where was I? Yes, I'm taking my time. I got a couple of films I'm going to work on. It's going to be some. One of them is going to be like a drama. I don't even have a title for it, but I got like 3 books in there I'm reading. It's a combination of people who like power within the United States that has taken a hold that we were warned about through the Eisenhower administration. And I'm going to create a wonderful script here. I'm going to get hopefully get some new peoples to act in it. I'm going to get all the peoples I've acted with before to be in it, and I'm going to introduce some new people in it. That's my objective. Now, I'm not going to tell you everything down the line what I'm going to do, because I do got to take time to rest and think about it. But that has bubbled up so far in the creativity of what I'm talking about. Now, getting to film and cinema. Now, I told you the last time I was here, I was going to go to my brother's house and watch the movie Dune. Now, if anybody out there knows Frank Gerbert's, I think that's his name, Gerbert or Herbert, Herbert, I think it's Frank Herbert. His books. My brother loves his books. He had a shitload of them at our grandmother's house at one time. The days when the computer was called Commodore 64. Oh yeah, that was a long time ago, wasn't it? Ooh, some of you don't even know what I'm talking about. But anyway, that 1984 version was convoluted. I don't care what people say about it. I don't care what fans say about it. It was convoluted. I couldn't understand it. Now, when I went into this one, I was wanting only a story. I wanted to understand what the hell this is all about. You know, I was very much surprised. I'm at home, Philip, at the studio. I'm at my promo con right now. I'm doing a live stuff right at the moment. I'll call you as soon as I can. It won't be at this moment. I'll have to shut everything down if I do that. But I will call you. Sure. Now, I was talking about film and cinema. I know you did. You did call me. I seen it. My phone. I'm using my phone for the Facebook right now. I have to just take it all apart and then do the conversation that we're going to do, and then I have to get back on this. But I'll give you a call, Philip. I sure will. Film and cinema. I seen. You sound like a wild lion. Love you, Philip. I'm just at my studio. Not doing much of anything other than this right here. Film and cinema. I watched the movie Dune. Now, I wanted to understand this. Frank Herbert's storyline, his original whatever this was. My brother is an enthusiastic fan of the books and basically put it to me to watch it with him. I did. My rating is I enjoyed it. I understood it. Here's something some fans probably not going to like. Instead of seeing that whole convoluted mess in 1984, he split it in half. You only seen a piece of that, and he explained it very well. If you see one of his interviews, he talks about the concept of doing that. He's a French director. It was very expressively assault. I don't know why the American director couldn't envision it the way that he did and did it the way that it was done. It wasn't really a whole lot of different types of special effects, but it was a different sense of visualization that took place. I could understand what was happening, and the way that he made the story conceptual. You didn't get to see the worms and they riding on the worms in the movie. By the time they got to that in that old version, I was like, what are we looking at this idiotic shit for? You know, but in this version and this revision of a visual, it was understood what was going on. We're talking about societies on different planets, different concepts, different cultures, which was pretty much overwhelming, I'm sure, in the books, and then really overwhelming in the original film. But people who read the book understood it, but people who didn't read the book, like myself, I was like, oh, what am I looking at? You know, I'm expecting Star Wars. I'm expecting Star Trek or maybe at the lesser end, Blade Runner. But I didn't get any of that. I got something that was kind of eluded and I couldn't understand it and I dismissed it. Don't make it a bad film. It just makes it where I could not understand it. This film, I understood completely. It was good. Made me tear up in a couple of scenes, something the other one would have never done. It could never get that far. I couldn't get 20 minutes into the film, much less a teardrop. This film, I understood why this youngster was, so to speak, chosen. He was a royalty, but he didn't behave like that. And he had to make some real harsh decisions in his young life in order to continue. Had to kill someone that he had no reason to do because the person wanted to kill his mother. You know, combat his mother. He took his mother's spot and fought. You got to see the film. It's very good. I never got that in the other film. Never translated like that. Very good movie. Now, also, I seen the movie The Matrix just a week ago. The Matrix Resurrection. A lot of people is down in that movie. I think that's a bad conception right off the top. I personally didn't want to see this film because the third one, now this is the fourth Matrix. The third one was convoluted. It was a mess, and I was glad that it was over with, and I was hoping we would never come back to see it. Now, going in with this one, once again, my brother and I had set a stage where if it doesn't do anything in 40 minutes, we're turning the channel. We're watching it on HBO streaming, of course. Now, I have to admit, there was some smidges of convoluted misconception, and there's a lot happening. They threw in every type of story concept according to the Matrix level to try to expand this what you call that world history type world building deal. I give them their props as it will stand as a good third film on the way out the door. It should have been that one they showed instead of that other machine mess that they had. That was some garbage. This one had less of CGI digital effects in it, which I noticed right away. A lot of people talking, well, they must have had a cheaper budget. No, they didn't have a cheaper budget. They didn't want to use that old CGI shit. That's what the fuck it was. Now, you may have a problem with that. If you're a CGI a nincompoop and that's all you want to look at, go look at some cartoons. They backed off of it. As filmmakers, and one myself, I understand that. You don't want to go always CGI. There's other things you can do, you know. And they did. It didn't look like the first one. It didn't even look like the second one. It stood on its own. And a lot of people probably hated it. I'm sure the fans who are diehard can't stand the movie. But that's them. Now they know how I feel with the third one. You know, I think the fourth one stood out on its own. I wouldn't say that they could make another one. But if they wanted to, they have a lot they can work with. They didn't eliminate the architect, but they did speak of him being replaced by the analyst. If you didn't get that, you're a dumbass. That means you was expecting something else. If you don't remember, the architect wasn't even mentioned in the third one, the idiots. I was wanting to see him in the third one. They didn't bring him up. So they kind of covered their ground. And they let you know that it was Warner Brothers Pictures that wanted to make a fourth one. It wasn't the filmmakers. It was all in the script. A lot of them complained about that one. I thought these people, they're foolish. They don't know that these individuals didn't want to make this movie. They threatened them in a sense that if you don't make it, we'll get other people to replace you. The star, Keanu Reeves, said himself in the script line, in The Matrix, the fourth one, I thought they couldn't replace us with any other people. It was in the script of the movie. I'm like, whoa, they telling people what happened here and behind the scenes. Cool. It's a cool idea. I thought it was slick. It was letting you know we didn't really want to do this, but we did it because these people over here who were studio suits want this movie with or without us. So don't blame the filmmakers for grabbing the money. It was pushed in front of their face. If they didn't take it, somebody else was going to get it, and you would have got some garbage. What they did is they saved the story from being slandered by another group of filmmakers who probably would have done the same thing they've done to Disney and the Star Wars saga. So go drink your milk and think about that one, you know. And since we're still on film and cinema, let's talk about the budgets. Oh my goodness. The budgets for Eternals and Shang-Chi. Whew. These movies are costing so much, they expect them to make all of them make $1 billion or $2 billion at the box office. Well, as we know, and we'll get to Spider-Man here in a minute too, those movies, all of them can't make $1 billion at the box office. I'm not saying they're not interesting. I don't even know what Eternals is all about, but really, if you read the Jack Kirby books, you're looking at New Gods revamped, is what you're looking at. And believe it or not, Warner Brothers Studios has the New Gods. Marvel Studio has the Eternals, and at some point, Warner Brothers is going to make the New Gods. I don't care what you can heard in the trades; they're going to make it sooner or later. It's going to come out either at the theater or on their web streaming site. More likely, it'll be on their streaming site. Why? Because it pulls more revenue there. They're not going to make the same grand mistake that the Marvel made with Eternals. Eternals should have been something they put on their Disney Plus channel. That's what they should have done. $200 million down the tubes, and all it makes is probably about $400 million. With ProMo, they just lost that movie. They just lost money. I don't care what they say. They just lost it. Somebody's right now turning in their bed. You know, Shang-Chi, same thing. You know, you got a movie. Well, Shang-Chi didn't cost as much. I think it was probably under 160 million. So it walks through the door making probably 120 million after all said and done. And everybody's been paid. The people got paid 120 million, but it's not $1 billion movie. You know, and certainly not a $2 billion film, which is what they would have enjoyed at the most. They tried to make it sound like it made a lot of money, but it necessarily didn't make that much. It made enough to cover its ground, pay for itself, and move on. Will those people invest in a second Shang-Chi? No. Now, Spider-Man. On the way home, or whatever the hell they call that, you know, I'm not interested in seeing any Spider-Man films. Pretty much done with them, to be honest. And it has nothing to do with the people starring in it. It's just that I'm not attracted to Spider-Man like I used to as when I was a kid. And it was when the TV show was on. I liked it then. Yeah, had me a little suit and everything. Hell, if I do that now. But saying that, the movie it's at probably $1.5 billion right now. Made a lot of money. You know, they're cleaning up with Spider-Man. So it's needless to say, Spider-Man has not only made his money back, it's paid for a lot of flukes and flops that had taken place early in the year. It's covering them too. Will the studio give them people that money? I don't think so. But it has covered a great deal. They'll probably try to continue the method that they have done with that film, but don't guarantee that it's going to work. The next one out the gate is going to be Doctor Strange, multi-universe of madness or something of that nature. I see it doing fairly well, probably about half as well as Spider-Man, since everybody's really still twitching and having withdrawals with the end game. The end game has brought a lot of certain elements of expectations to the field of these large spectacles that they're making. I personally think that when you're making a large spectacle like that, you should accept the fact there's going to be some withdrawals from the population. Some people are going to hate your product. Some others going to love it, and there's going to be a whole lot expecting the same thing that they got before. It's like getting high. You expect that same high to take place. Everybody's not going to feel the same way on that one, you know. So, uh, good luck. Yeah, make that move. I I personally am not going to watch any. I'm not being driven by any of this promo stuff with the spectacles they got out. Now I'll tell you this: when it comes to Warner Brothers Studios is on, and I didn't really think I was going to say this. There's only one film I'm interested in seeing, and I can't stand this guy, this actor. Can't stand him. Patterson. He's going to play in the new Batman film. I can't stand this dude. I think his acting is very terrible. Um, but looking at the trailer, knowing that he is not the only one involved in making this, that there are stuntmen mostly doing all of the Batman scenes, the only thing to look forward to when you watch that in disappointment is if he can't carry the Bruce Wayne part, because he's not wearing the mask, so it's definitely him. But when it's the mask on, there's stuntman that's bigger than him doing that one, and it's very obvious to me because I'm a filmmaker. I see it, but it looks good. You know, it really does look good. Um, do I want to see it? I'm ambivalent about it. I might go check it out. Um, I told my brother we might go see that in the theaters. You know, I'm not a big Batman follower from film to film. I don't really care about Christopher Nolan to the point where I won't watch another Batman film. I'm not like that. There are a lot of diehard fans who don't want to see nothing but Nolan. Of course, again, they're stuck on the withdrawals after adrenaline of the Dark Knight trilogy. That's a past tense reference. If they can't make it better, they can't move forward past that. There's no point even continuing the character, even in a comic book. Forget it. You know, let Christopher Nolan draw the comic books if you don't like it. Um, I think I can watch this Batman film at this point. I'll see how I feel about it in March. March is a good time of year. Might be getting a little warmer, and we'll see what happens. It's on the horizon, of course. At first, I didn't want to even be bothered with it because of the actor, because I can't stand this actor. I don't think he has the salt to carry this, or I should say the gravitas to carry the mantle of Batman. Like I said, it's stuntmen doing the bat suit work mostly. And that being said, the director may have pulled some real good tricks to make this an interesting story. I don't really care for the Catwoman being in it or the Penguin. Those two characters that could have left out of the story and grabbed somebody else. But since Batman has a gallery rogue of hundreds of villains, it's probably best to grab some that are more familiar, and then thus, if there's a possibility, move forward. But you can't grab too much of the old ones because this is supposed to be a young Batman, so it has to be an early villain in the early days, which would boil down to about 6 or 7. The Riddler, Catwoman, Penguin, the Joker. God knows we don't need to see more of that. What else? Mad Hatter. Nobody wants to see that one. I mean, crooks he had fought back in the early days. There was a slew of them before 1955. There's a slew of them. Oh, he could have fought Dr. I want to call him Dr. Fate, but he was a mustache wearing fella. He had a needle, hypodermic needle, sticking people with it. That would have been an interesting character for this film. I forgot that character's name. Somebody remembers, put it up here and posted it. But the matter of fact is in Batman. I got it on the wall in Batman 31. Want to get him to look at it. It's right there on the wall. Forgot that character's name, Doctor. I don't know. But anyway, that character would be brilliant in this version that they got. he did some creepy stuff. Yeah. But anyway. Now, let's go ahead and get past that. That's my thoughts about film and cinema. We're going to move toward promo talk. Like I told you, I'm going on probably a 7-month hiatus for a little while after I finish up The Garden of Heathens, Shape of Events to Come. I am reprising my role as Major Bargoon. I'm the guy who's trying to keep humanity in its place so they don't get shocked by the UFO phenomenon. That's my character's driven points. If you've seen the first film and the second film, you would know that's what this character is about. He's under the orders of the United States military to keep a lid on the UFO phenomenon. He's not there to fight them with hand-to-hand combat and shit like that. He's there to keep the lid on the whole thing, so the public don't go, oh, aliens! But through this new film, we find out that Major Bargoon is way above his head. It's way above him. He's the muck is above his head. He's caught in a situation with the Greys. The Greys are unfolding him. It will be explained what the unfolding is in The Garden of Heathens 3, Shape of Events to Come, through this orb that the military has named it. It was called in the film, the Bens called it the Shaper. The military called it an orb when they first encountered it, so they could try to understand what it was. They have tagged it as some type of event globe. It allows the events to shape events and to move events and thus be inside of an event. Not a time machine, but a gathering device. Everybody's starting to hear gunshots. They are out there celebrating 2022. So I'm going to be done with The Garden of Heathens, Shape of Events to Come, in about a while, since I'm taking my time. I don't get no rush anymore. I could have been done with it months ago, but I'm taking my time. Me and Eric Young has a few more scenes he has to do. So I'm spacing it out. I'm saying probably late February, early March, we're going to be done, you know. And it'll be edited up, and I'm going to show it at, I'm getting ready to, looking into it, showing it at a makeshift theater here in the neighborhood of Midwest Hollywood for 3 days. It's going to show for free. You're welcome to give donations in this 3 days to us for that. By putting everything together. The makeshift theater has a 62-inch screen, I'm told. I haven't confirmed it yet, and then surround sound. So, I mean, you know, the whole thing about the RG Studios is I'm trying to keep the art centered in the neighborhood, and at the same time to broaden out at certain times to bring people awareness to what we're doing. You know, it's a fun thing to do. I thank Justin Johnson years ago for getting me back into theatrical showings with when he actually made the film about my life, the Double Digits, the story of a neighborhood movie star. And me and his bonding led to many different things. You know, he was in him and Darren Bailey were in my Western, The Wild Bunch. It was a good production, and they had someone there, a friend that I met through this production, through online viewing, James Croak. He did the camera work in LA for me through Skype direction. it was an interesting, fun time. So that's the promo talk about the Garden of Heathens, shape of events to come. If you haven't seen any of these, you can watch both films on my YouTube site, streaming site, RG Studios. Go there, check it out, and make a comment. Tell me what you think about it, and then anticipate the third chapter, final third chapter. There won't be no fourth or fifth or sixth. There's not really much more I can tell you about the UFO phenomena. I put everything in there, including tidbits. This is where Major Bargoon's his experience is really tied into my true experiences with seeing actual flying objects before. Things that I knew that we didn't build, and it just it was riveting. I wouldn't want that to happen to somebody without having some clue. At that time when it happened to me, it's a good thing I already was interested in them. I think if I'd have seen them without interest in them, I don't know how I would have reacted or how it would have affected me. Since I was interested in them, this is what had happened, which is I wanted to give a closer look, which could be dangerous in itself. I drove my car almost from here to Hutchinson chasing one in the sky. This huge cigar-shaped object. I'm like, what the hell is that? Now, don't get me wrong. I'm pretty sure the entities on board never even saw me or even cared about me. I'm on the road driving, and I'm looking at them from a distance, a long way. But it was so huge. A lot of people saw it, and a lot of people dismissed it. They tried to say things like, oh, that was a meteor. You know what? You're fucked up. That's all I got to say. If you don't know what your eyes are telling you, you're just fucked up. I don't care what you think you believe. Your belief has not shit to do with it. You can believe anything you want. I know what my eyes was telling me. That was not something the United States built. Not at this time. Not at that time, I should say. Now, what's going on right now is a whole nother case. But then, back in the 80s, no. Then I had another encounter. Seen some lights. That's all I can tell you how with the little lights. Couldn't see no steel or metal or anything like that. Formations going in the sky. Something that you hear other people talking about, but you don't believe it. Well, I had my own encounter. Going across the sky like this here. They stop. They come back like that. Now, I don't know no plane that does that other than maybe a helicopter. But these things are above the reach of a helicopter. They look like little dots of light. And they stop. One of them stopped. The whole formation was like this here. One out of the formation, they stop. And one out of the formation come back like that. And those continue like that. This stopped. And all of a sudden, the light went from what seemed to be big to pin dot to nothing at all. In other words, it looked like it was invisible. It disappeared. Now I explained to my brother, it didn't disappear like we would think. It's just in such a way at us, looking like our perception, it took off at such a speed, the light itself was still there. The light went like that there. By that time, when it went like that, wherever that ship was behind this light was gone. See, we couldn't see it from the side. We seen it from the front. So lights, it's like that there. And that's what people be seeing. Oh, it came together and disappeared. Well, probably took off at such a speed, you couldn't see anything. Now, we can go on and on and on about UFO phenomena. I don't really care what you believe. I really don't. I don't care if you believe what I'm telling you. I don't really want you to believe it. I would prefer that you get your own research, come to your own conclusions. Don't be taught by somebody else, including me, about what you think you know. Go get your own information. So when you do, or if you ever have an experience, you have something to weigh it against. I fortunately had something to weigh my experience against, so nobody can tell me something shitty and different. All those are just swamp gas. You get your fucking ass out of here. You know what I'm talking about. So get your own research. Do all the research that you need. I mean, if it's one of the ones, if it's a string of research that says I don't want to believe in these, then you get to gather enough of that research. So when you have an experience, you have something to weigh it on. My experience was interest. That's what my research was, of interest. I wanted to be interested. Didn't say I believed in them. I was interested. So when it did happen, I had that to weigh it against. And I came to the conclusion, no man built that on this planet. You know, I don't care what anybody say. Watch the movie, Internet Art Film, The Garden of Heathens, Shape of Events to Come, and you'll understand why I call these aliens heathens. There's a reason, you know. In my research, they're not malevolent, they're malevolent, and they don't care for us. We better care for our own humanity. Thank God this is just Internet Art Film, because it wouldn't be the ending is not good. Just tell you that much. The ending is not good. I'm not talking about the movie. I'm talking about the ending of humanity wouldn't be good if my film was somewhat true. It's not. It's fiction, but it has tidbits of experience, research in it. It's going to be a good film. We can get off of that. Enough of that. Okay, RG Studios Patreon donation. What do we do about that? I have a Patreon account. This is how I get funds to make my internet art films, to buy the action figures, and to buy t-shirts like I'm wearing one right now. This is called RG Studios Hardliner The Creeps. I love these t-shirts. I love to give them out to people, and they wear them, and I had people fighting over them here recently. It was crazy. I mailed some off to somebody who wanted something. I met him, and he gave me his address. I mailed him a couple of shirts. You know, he's a heavyset guy. He didn't think that they had created a t-shirt that big. Well, yeah, pay him enough. They created one real big. Don't even think they won't. It make no difference how big you are. Get it double X, triple X, triple X. Shit, getting big. So he's wearing them. Well, he will be here shortly when they arrive. But go to my Patreon account on Patreon, RG Studios, and donate $3 a month, $2 a month to the studio. Creating stuff the kids love and try to inspire, and hopefully they will want to do learning and research once they watch one of my internet art films. Not trying to beat nobody over the head with preaching and nothing of that nature. I want to inspire you to be the best that you are in whatever you do. Learning is, I believe, a human natural thing. We all want to learn. What we learn is a whole nother thing, but we want to learn. I always wanted to learn. That's how I made films. I never went to school to study filmmaking. It came because I wanted to learn. And one of those things through that course allowed me to end up finding out about Super 8 film. Super 8 film was thank God, there was professional film, and then there was semi-professional, and then there was home movies, which was what these small babies here are. But they allow others like myself who wanted to take that to another level, or just better yet, they wanted to understand filmmaking. I'm not trying to say you shouldn't go to school. Don't take that in that language. I couldn't afford college. I would have been paying for something that I could never, in the end, finish. So I took the lesser road, which was, like my grandmother told me, if you want to learn, there are plenty of books in the library. She wasn't talking about just filmmaking. She meant anything. There are plenty of books in the library you can learn. Don't mean you're going to get a degree. You can learn. Voila. That's what happened. Went to the library, WSU. I scoured through every book they had about filmmaking. Not only that, I started studying stuff like history that I couldn't stand, but I ended up liking it because wow, history told me about who created the cameras, told me about people who was in the acting business, told me a lot of stuff that filmmaking as a natural instinct would never tell you. If you wanted to be a script writer and that's all you wanted to do, you wouldn't learn these other things I'm talking about unless you move away from the stuff to study the story concepts. You know, I hear them now, popping those guns off. Yes. So we say it's 11:59. Might as well say it's 12 o'clock. Happy New Year's, everybody. But yes, that's how I started that. You know, and that became part of my my repertoire, you know, my personality to go out and search and to study what I want to study. You know, I wouldn't recommend that, but I would recommend learning. Put yourself in that position of learning. If you go to school because you want to learn, you know, not to waste time and party. You want to learn, you know. I wished I had plenty of time to do that, but time was at a of an essence. You know, it seemed easy going through school, and then once I dropped out, it seemed like time was going by like this here. Every year, nothing was being accomplished. So studying and learning became of a real essence. Well, there goes all those guns. I can carry them out the window now. Never fails. Now, we're done with the RG Studio donation. Go to my go to my Patreon account and donate money to RG Studios, either one time or by the month. Listen to them. Listen to those guns. That's a celebration of independence going down. You can't get that off nowhere else but in America. Shooting guns. Well, I guess you can in another country that's torn. God forbid that happens. That's more guns I've heard this year than it was last year. Jesus Christ. Sound like some cannons out there. And all those is guns. Wait a minute, that's firecrackers. Anyway. Jesus Christ. Somebody just stupid. My God. Ooh. I think you can hear that even on this one here. Crazy. Anyway, comic options. I got a website. If you don't like donation, you like to buy stuff from my studio. I got auctions of comic books. Right here. We'll start with this one right here. Action Comics. You can find this on the website, eBay website, RG Studios, the RG's Studios and Collectibles on eBay. Almost get that mixed up. It's a tongue twister at times. A lot of people like Superman. It always sells. This is action. Bought this off someone. I think someone come here and they know I like comic books, and so they basically wanted to give this to me. Well, I bought it from them. They just give it to me. But I like selling the action comic books. They are very people love to bid on them. The Superman comics, they always sell, no matter what. They don't always make money, but they will sell. This one is the death of Superman. I remember they had that back in the 90s. This one's here. This comic book is 1952. So the concept of Death of Superman had come around more than once. This is a read some of the stats on this one here. You can smell the age in that too. Action Comics, 225. This is fair to low grade. I forgot to write that in there. 36 pages. It's worn and rough. Spine damage. Tear the covers. Bits missing. Cover attached. No, cover not attached. Tape on pages of cover. There's some writing. A little soft gloss on this one. And cream to brown pages. It's a really good cover for 1952. Really good cover. You can find this on RG Studios and Collectibles at my eBay. You can find that. I value this book about $120. I gave someone $50 for it. It probably won't go as high as 70 on the website, but it's depending on its day and month or whatever, depending. But Superman does sell. That's all. That's what I'm technically getting at. It is a seller. Now here's another one, a Superman, but it's Superman as a boy. Someone wanted me to sell it to him right off. This one here is Adventure Comics 283. Adventure Comics. Very, very good for this age. This is 1960s. Very good book here. It's got a nice spine, but I got it as worn and it's got some spine damage. But for his age, it's doing very good. Covers attached. Good smelling book. You smell the pulp. Very fresh pulp. You know, that age. Cream to brown pages. I valued this book about $22. It's already at $38 on the eBay site. I'm not sure why people want this book. I'm not sure. I haven't did my research on it to that degree. I just basically I consider myself a comic collector, but there are always some things you can be misinformed or just don't know. I valued this book at $22. I didn't see it going past that, but obviously it did. It has a good cover, some gloss, it's flat. Maybe somebody wants to put it in a slab. I'm not sure. Maybe they was looking for it. Maybe there's something in the storyline in this book that's different or very apparent that I'm not aware of. But I have several of these books like this, not just one, but I mean of adventure comics, and a lot of them never sell beyond $20. Now here is the Incredible Hulk. Okay, what we got here? Someone's G-Man talking, hey Frank, I have been looking for you. How do you get in touch? Well, you can get in touch with me, G-Man, Urban Topics. You can get in touch with me on my Facebook, Richard Miller, or you just get in touch with me through that one. You'll see me on there holding a camera or something. Or you can go to my YouTube site, RG Studios, and there's a discussion plate there. You can always contact me through there. This is the Incredible Hulk 128. This is in a slab. Beautiful slab. This is a classic firm condition. So I like these slabs like this. This is good. Okay, we'll take care of that later. I love these slabs like this. As you notice, I got slabs behind me, bolted to the wall. If I ever do that, those are my Rembrandts. Let me see. People say, "Oh, you should put them in the, they don't want you to destroy the slab." I just like them, and I do that. I don't. If by chance I've had someone break in my old studio and they took my comic book. So if you're gonna break into my place, you got to come with some work. You're not just gonna take these out and take them away. You got to. You're gonna be in here for a minute. Yeah. But anyway, and then you be in here long enough for the cops to get you. Because yes, I have security. Yes, I do. And just to let you know, you break in, they're on their way. So you better work real fast. But anyway, beautiful slab. I value this at $700. Now it could go as high as 1,000. This is a 7.0. Beautiful slab. I mean, give you a closer look at this. Yes. And right over. Ooh, there we are. Right here. Love that. Yes, that's about as much as I can say about it because this is a CGC. Great. Love it. The feel of this slab is energetic, to say the least. Something about, I just love collecting comics. I love it. I always have. It's something it was one of my first loves of creativity is to get into comic books. Long before I got into the film era, I fell in love with art. I got some art around here somewhere, but I'm gonna get back to drawing some of my comic books and putting them out there for the kids to have for free. This is something I want to do. I'm not doing it for fame and fortune. I don't give a shit about that. My comic books and my donations make enough money. I'm not interested in wealth. That's another. And I'm not mad at people that are. Don't look at me like that. You want wealth? You go get that, man. The fuck you waiting around for? Time is slipping by. I don't care about it. I got enough money. I mean, to do what I do. I want people to donate, but I'm not like gonna stop doing what I'm doing if they don't. That's why I say $1 or $2 is enough. Don't be trying to give me a whole lot every month. Just $1 or $2 is enough. You get 2 or 3 people doing that, 10, 15, that's enough. That's every month. That's enough. It's okay. I got like maybe 7 people donate. I'm trying to get to like maybe a double digits, and I'll be fine. After that, probably won't hear me mention it that much. Right here is Monsters on the Prowl. Now, what I like about this one here is I like the art in this one here. I like this art, the way that it looks. See, I think you can see it. This is a beautiful slab. It's in a case in very fine classic condition. It's really tight like that. It's beautiful. That's some good art there. Yeah, look at that. Now I value this one at $7.50. It's Monsters on the Prowl number 16. It's a 7.0. 20 cents. It's very interesting art here. I don't know who did that art. I'm not sure. I don't even see the name on it anywhere here. Yeah, it is. There it is. It's so small I can't. Wait a minute. That's not his name. Oh, I see a symbol. Yeah, it is. Don't know. Never seen that symbol before. But it's some good art. He should be drawing Conan stuff. He's good. Probably couldn't get that job, so he got this one. He got the Monsters on the Prowl job. Very good book. You can go to my website now. Let me keep trying to mention that. I kind of get distracted and get into my take on just the love of books. Go to my website. RG's Studios Collectibles. eBay. Make a bid. If you can't remember my website, remember the comics I'm giving you. Just type it in and it'll pop up. And whoever else is selling them, I guarantee you mine will be at a more fair price than theirs. Because I'm not always looking for a profit from profit. I can't even remember what I paid for it. Probably won't get nowhere close to what I paid for, but that's not the interest. The interest is I love to sell. I love the art. Um, Now, there are some comic books in the past that I have collected for some reason or another. They will come out of their sleeve. They get, as you can tell, pages get old and they just come apart. I laminate them and I sell them. And believe it or not, there are people who want, they'll take it. I just sold two of them. Human Torch, 1940s. Made $50 a pop. Gone. Yeah. This one here is Adventure Comics Sandman. Features the Sandman, laminated page. I put the value at $12. I don't think most pages are worth like a great deal. You know, why some of them make more money? Well, got to talk to the collector about that one. They could have went the auction. I had to buy now on it. Don't get me wrong, but they could have simply went on auction and probably ended up paying less. But they wanted it, so who am I to stop them? Take what you want. Pay for it. That's how I get mine. I pay for it. And they end up at the studio and I sell them. I don't care how much they cost. I love selling comic books. This is one of those cravings, another love of mine. We're at 56 minutes now. I don't like to go over an hour. So we're going to try to get on through this. I got a little bit more to tell you, but maybe we'll have to wait till the next one. This is Marvel Premiere 30. CGC grade 8.5. Very fine classic condition. I value this at $1,100. It's real nice, beautiful book. Now, what I like about this book is that it combines the new and the old. You got Captain America. You got this Red Skull. All of it's during, supposedly, storyline, 1940s. Of course, this was made in 76. Back then, everybody was kind of had that golden age stigma going on. They wanted to hear stuff from the early years of comics. And Captain America was definitely one of them. And his villain's favorite one was the Red Skull. You know, big swastika on his chest. You know, only Jack Kirby could come up with something like that and make that look like something evil and bad, you know. Not to mention that the swastika was not even created by Adolf Hitler. It was around the world already. But since they was into dark magic and such, maybe some of you didn't know, they were using symbolics to propagate their Third Reich. But we're going to get past that. The comic book signifies the old and thus golden years of comic books, and that's how they want these storylines to continue. Is basically what I was driving at. Okay, now what we got here is another page comic from the Marvel Comics called Jimmy Jupiter, also featuring the Human Torch, but in this sense, Jimmy Jupiter is a strip 2. It's a one page, been laminated, and just like the other one, I valued it at $12. I think it's going for $2 or $3 right now. I like the art in this. You know, it's childish, kiddish. It's something that kids can look at and not feel like threatened by it. I personally don't know what the story is. I didn't really read it. I don't really remember. I don't even remember when I got the book and how it come apart. I have no recollection of it. I had a moment in life where I was found out about eBay and I was buying books that I have wanted to put my hands on for years as a collector and smell them. That was one of them. Somehow I kept it for a while. It was one of my favorites, and then it was already old and brittle. Next thing I know, pages are out of it, and I'm trying to hold on to it. And somehow I learned through other collectors, they laminate pages. And so I laminated them. I kept some of them, sold some of them. Most of the book is gone now, but Got a few hanging around still, as you can see. And there we are. Okay. Here's another nice book. Dracula, number 20. Now, this is in a classic fine condition. It's 8.5. This is a thinner version of a slab than the rest of them. Very nice. Very nice cover. Kind of a crazy concept cover, but nonetheless, it's there. Now, I've never really read any of the Dracula stories, but I have to question: is Dracula a good guy or a bad guy, or is he a what you call anti-hero in this version here? I don't know, but if I'm not mistaken, Blade was sent after him to kill him, so that will almost make him either a villain or anti-hero, and Blade was after him. Blade obviously didn't kill him because he continued on after that, but that book is well sought after. That much I know as a collector. Well sought after. This one here is going for probably about 30, no, 20, no more than 25 bucks right now. No, 30. Let me be clear about that. Go to my website, eBay website. Look up Dracula 20. RG Studios Collectibles, and make a bid. If you like Dracula, you want this is the Tomb of Dracula. Sorry, got that title wrong. The Tomb of Dracula. Go get that. Make a bid. Get that book if you like it. Make it happen. Oh, wait a minute. Somebody said favorite film you made this year. Favorite film. So I'll answer this question here. My favorite film I made this year. Well, my favorite would be the one I'm about to finish right now. The Garden of Heathens. Shape of Events to Come. I'm about a couple of weeks or a month or two away from actually finishing it once I get back to work on it. It is a really good script that I put together for me and DJ Eric to capstone our other two films underneath this, bringing together the two characters that I had created, General Campbell and Major Bargoon, both of them in the military, trying to grapple with the UFO phenomenon. This is the best of the three. And I like the first one really, really good. But this is the best of the three. I looked at a piece of it the other night. It's not finished yet, but what was there. And I just like, wow, I'm going to really miss these characters' development. It's almost like I could continue making these again, but I would ruin the ore if I make another one like Shape of Events to Come. Gotta let it stay at this one. Gotta let it go. So I really enjoyed making the Garden of Heathens, Shape of Events to Come. That's my favorite this year. And it's really good. I play 3 different characters in there. I play the Jason Society men, and I play Major Bargoon. Eric reprises his role as General Campbell. Teddy Akram, my makeup artist friend, she participates in putting the makeup together for this particular film. Once again, she worked with me on Caves of the Vampires, and she worked on with me on what was that other film we worked together on? Can't come to my mind. But we worked together 3 times already, twice before. I mean prior, and this is our 3rd time working together on this particular internet art film. So I enjoyed making this one. It's one of those farewell to the characters type films, putting everything I can into it, not letting my creative edge down in it one bit. That's why I'm taking my time finishing it up. You know, it's we're not going to revisit these characters again. They're done. The storyline is complete with this capstone, and I would definitely recommend watching this one. If you don't care for the other two, watch this one. And go look at the trailer right now on my YouTube, RG Studios. I got 3 different trailers. Look at them all. Grapple with the essence of the UFO phenomenon. What I like about the trailer, one of the trailers shows the titles of actual UFO. Uh, it's in the sky. I mean, it's like, here we go. Um, Here we go. Miss Fury, laminated page, low grade. Again, one of those books that I had back in the day. Pages come out. I laminated this, stuck around for a while. The rest of the book is gone. I might have a couple of pages left somewhere. I don't know. I've been digging through some of my old boxes and files of comic books, and let me get rid of this. And this is one of them. I valued it at $12. I don't see it doing that big a deal. Of course, somebody may think that it's worth a lot more. Our last one, well, not the last one, but we're close. The last slab. Here we go. Machine Man, number 2. This is in 9.6 case in very fine condition. It's a beautiful book here. I never collected any of the Machine Man books, but I always was interested in the story concepts. Most of the artwork looks like something Jack Kirby would have drawn, or he did. I'm not really sure. I think he may have participated in the first couple of issues of these, but later on it became someone else's job to create the covers. This is around that time Jack Kirby was making his last resurgence as an artist, and he was hired to do a lot of work in his last days in the spotlight, and this was one of his. I believe one of his creations, if I'm not mistaken. Love to break this open and find out for sure, but I'm selling it. So here we go. If you like this Machine Man, you think it's something you want to own, it's a very fine book at 9.6. Can't come no better than that. And I value this at, what was that? At $1,200. It's going for right now about less than 50. You can pick it up. Probably tops this is going to go for, on my site, probably the tops could be about $80. So go get it. Time to get it is now. Okay, here we go. Russian version of the Amazing Fantasy, number 15. Of course, everybody knows what that is. That's Spider-Man, of course. Take that out of there. If you read Russian, you know what it's going to say. If you don't, you know what the pictures are telling you. It's the exact comic book of what we got American version, except that it is in Russian. It's a very good book. Pick it up. I think it's going for about $3, I think. I'm not sure. Here's another one. Valor, number 2. Pages are brown to cream pages. Yeah, it's very, yeah. There's a slight matte gloss to it, but they do turn brown too. It's not real true pulp like the rest of them. It's worn, 36 pages flat, some gloss, attached cover. Going for about $2 right now. If you like these type of books back in the day, the EC comic books, Tales of Mortal Kombat and Deeds of Valor. Those is what we got going on with the comic book auction on eBay. My website is RG's Collectibles. Go to that, pick up, make a bid on any of these books here. Most of the time when I start the bids out, I have a buy now for most of them. They're pretty reasonable, nowhere close to their value price, so you can pick them up easy if you're just in a hurry. If not, then you take the time, fight for them, and see what your luck turns out to be. Most of the time, my site doesn't have a lot of traffic, so price is going to be really medium, not extremely high. It's going to go from medium to somewhat close to high. That's where I'm just being honest about my traffic. A lot of people don't know about it, so you're going to get away with murder. You know what I'm saying? But I don't mind that because I just love selling stuff, and that's just the way I am. I love collecting. I love selling. Had all these books at one time. That's what I'm going to do with these books. A friend of mine told me to sell them. Here we are. I'm RG at RG Studios. I had a wonderful time. I'll see you again at RG Studios Promo Con number 10. I don't do this every week. I wait around to see if I have things to talk about and do. And that's what is going on with number 9. You guys have a good one, and we'll see you later. Happy New Year's 2022.